we're going to be building a automation for a after-school business where they want to track post-class emails. They're going to eventually want to track homework. They're going to want to track attendance and all these things with AI. And we're currently building them a custom dashboard using a tool called Airtable, which will allow us to create a sort of interface dashboard that will show all of the data from all the instructors and how compliant and things like that they are being. We're going to head to the coffee shop and I'll show you guys what kind of work we'll be doing to get a few of the other projects done that we're working on currently. So right now I'm just working on creating a email campaign for our company. So I have this automated AI bot. If you can see, his name is Maximus AI.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
And he essentially, I can text him like I would text a person, and he helps us generate the ICPs we want to use to target our cold email campaigns. And basically, I've been texting him back and forth to craft the Apollo URL, which we get this long, big URL. Then we need to paste this into our scraper tool, which we use, which is Ample Leads. And this will pull us however many leads we want for such cheap price, maybe like less than $5 per. And so what we do is we scrape these leads and they get automated to get added to instantly, where we're actually going to be sending these emails, and we have like a bunch of domains and emails set up that can actually go ahead and send off these crafted and personalized emails, because we do a bit of scraping as well, scraping their website, scraping their LinkedIn profiles, their recent posts, to get details on like who are they, what are they doing, and how can we pitch them in a way for our business, which is an AI consultancy, to get them interested in hopping on like a 10 to 15 minute call. Because cold email is good, but it's a numbers game, and if you can match it being a numbers game with matching it with value, providing value in your copy, you're going to get a lot of replies, and the delivery is going to be pretty good as well. Because if you're sending links, if you're sending like videos or GIFs or stuff like that in your cold email, you're not going to have very good deliverability or reply rates. But if you're essentially doing it where you have good value in the copy and it's mostly like plain text, you're going to get a lot of replies. Obviously you need to have a good ICP in order for this to like fully play out and work, but that's just like a good starting point, to have a good ICP, good copy, and then targeting the right niches as well. You're probably wondering why I have my hand wrapped up. I cut myself this morning with a single blade razor, so pretty embarrassing, but yeah, I just had to wrap it up because it was like bleeding all over the place. I washed and kept it clean. So, and I want to show you guys the weather outside. We're in Canada right now. We've already got snow and it's November, and it's pretty wild that we're already getting the snow around this city. The goal today is to launch a new email campaign. We're probably going to add about 10,000 leads into the campaign, and we're going to do a reach out over the next week or so. We're going to be hitting the real estate niche with large metropolitan cities like Toronto, Arizona, New York. We're going to be targeting CEOs and obviously C-suite level executive people. And I know the real estate niche is heavily targeted with AI already, because there's so much you can automate, there's so much you can do, whether it's like sales comps, whether it's like literally top of funnel stuff like lead generation. There's so much you can do, and so much you can do with social media as well. Like if you think about like the real estate agent has to do the staging, they have to hire someone. Now they don't. They can literally just use Nano Banana, take a bunch of images of the house and stage it with AI. It's pretty insane. I'll be working on this for the next bit, and then we will touch base when we get back. We'll either be here or back at home working on that. I just wrapped up lunch. Obviously, I absolutely botched 2 or 3 of those eggs because I cut my finger, and when I cracked them, they didn't come out as planned. So still fire though. I was just looking at the metrics over the last little bit for the biz. We had a really good last week. We were able to close 2 deals. That got us about 12K in rev. The chart's pretty solid thus far this month. That was just like the end of October, just around Halloween. I'm thinking this month our goal is to close between another 3 and 5 deals, which would put us beyond 15 to 25K in rev for this month. We have about like 6 or 7 employees that work alongside us as a small scaled team. We have a lot of automation set up to handle a lot of things that you would hire a VA or an admin for anyways. We kind of just have a very lean team that kind of takes on, whether it's consulting, sales, customer management, and things like that. We have a whole kind of system in place that we're able to streamline these. So with our capacity, we can only take on 3 to 5 projects a month. And if we go beyond that with our team right now, we'll have to push things and it will cause disruption in our current projects if we take on too much. So we are looking to scale, add some consultants, add some more sales reps to increase the size of our projects, as well as increase the amount we could do, obviously on a monthly basis. We can move from being a smaller lean team to growing out different departments in the consulting side of things. Right now, we're just wireframing out the process that we're kind of creating for this food distribution company. This is something we're going to be hopping on a call with them shortly to go over this, and then we're going to be able to figure out exactly what it's going to look like once they confirm, and then that way we can set up the credentials cleanly with nothing missing, and then we can go forward and finish off the build on this project.
Purchase order is probably the thing that's missing in here, but all I'm saying is that there's a little bit of a nuance there where it's not like all we're doing is answering invoices from, say, Promptible, right?
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, here's a service.
Yeah, no, I think if you can just kind of help me build out the table that we need, how you're building it now, but obviously I'll kind of enhance it, make it easier to use. So I'm sure the more the merrier for the fields we have, because then it kind of really you'll really know, okay, this is this invoice, right? Because some might be the same supplier and you kind of want to differentiate certain things, right?
Yeah, so the next step after we get this data, we key it in, we would move it to respective folder in an SAP.
Time for dinner. So now that we've done and we've started a more consultative approach with our AI services, one thing that is really important that I've noted that might be important for anyone else watching this who wants to start an AI consultancy is, creating a systemized team hub. And what I have is essentially for every part of the funnel, whether it's sales and top of funnel things all the way to the middle of funnel and then down to the bottom of funnel. So like the back end stuff, whether that's like booking calls or moving CRM leads from one place to another, that stuff's that like you shouldn't have to think about. It should just be able to be done based on, AI knowing kind of a little bit about your business and things like that and the different stages of it. It's really important to have like SOPs in place. So if you were to hire a consultant, they would need to fill this position and understand, okay, this is step 1. I need to sit down with the CEO. This is step 2. I need to sit down with the manager. Step 3 is I need to sit down with the person who's doing the every single day tasks, right? The guy who's going to be using this AI workflow most likely, or the AI chatbot that you're going to be building. And then the last thing being technical or credential person. And if it's still vague, if it's still ambiguous, then you're going to want to sit down again with the employee and CEOs, or maybe have a group call where you can really just completely map it out clearly to understand, okay, this is the workflow that we're going to be building. Because again, the most important part about the consulting side and why we do these audits is not just to learn more about their business, but to actually build the right workflow, because we want to make sure that what we've built is going to sustain, it's going to last and actually work for them for months instead of just being a copy and paste template. And so since this is my first YouTube video and I'm just getting started on the journey of putting out content for you guys, and I want to provide as much value as I can in many different ways. So if there's things you want to see about how we run our day-to-day operations, whether it's how we handle sales calls, how we handle the consulting calls, literally. Or if you want to see some of how we break down some of our systems in order to complete these projects and the tools we're using, leave a comment down below and I will go through them and kind of pick and choose maybe what videos to be at the forefront and kind of creating it around that aspect, that comment. There's so much I want to share and there's so much I want to provide in terms of value and show what we've been working on. And so if you guys have any comments, any ideas for videos, please feel free to actually comment that down below. And I will take that into consideration for future video ideas. And I will try my best to respond to all the comments if there's any actual questions for this video as well. We're gonna have to wrap this one up. And in the next video, it'll probably be something that one of you commented or another idea that we come up with over the next little bit.